Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Good to see you. You can respond. Good morning. It's cute sometimes, especially when we have new folks, they don't realize that they can respond or participate. So today is a wonderful and auspicious day, really like any other, to be honest with you. However, I want to take a moment to thank so deeply Jim McGraw and Heidi and Robert and Matt and Georgia and so many people who helped yesterday with our Earth Fest 24. So from 1 to 5 yesterday, we had over 17 different tablers and organizations that were sharing information with our community about sustainable practices, about environmental interests and hobbies and activities and things like that. And so it was really a wonderful event, and I'm so happy to have been able to provide that for our community. And of course, we are continuing. I mean, seriously, Earth Day is every day, right? But we're continuing with our celebration today. We have a number of events, and of course, again, another shout out to Jim McGraw, who has been so instrumental as a member of the Temple Buddhist Center Green Team in helping with all of these different activities. And so today we have a couple of things. We have our tree giveaway. So there are 100 trees that we have that were given to us by the, oh gosh, Jim, I forgot, was the Alliance for Trees? Thank you, Jim. The Heartland Tree Alliance donated these trees to us. They are local, indigenous, native trees to this area. And then also today at 11:40, so right after the second service, we're going to have a panel discussion with local celebrities Carl Stafford and Sammy Aaron, the resilient activist. Both these people have won numerous awards for their work in sustainability and environmental activities, and we're going to be talking with them at 11:40 today. So I hope that you can join us for that right here in this room. And so today, in lieu of an actual, or I shouldn't say that, not actual, but in lieu of a Dharma Talk, what we're used to, which is a lesson or a teaching about the application of Buddhist practice in our daily life, in lieu of that, each Earth Day, we celebrate with the elemental meditation, a very powerful meditation that kind of breaks down the body-mind organism and helps us in a spiritual way to realize a deeper truth of who we are. And don't worry, we'll put you back together so you can go downstairs and get cookies after the service.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, my hand has a cookie, but no place to put it. So the elemental meditation is here in just a moment. We're going to invite you to stretch and move a little bit, and we're going to go back into a meditative posture. And I'm going to do a guided meditation with you today. It is a loving, kind, and caring meditation. It is a meditation, again, that is very powerful and really helps one to, in many cases, develop and cultivate insights into the Buddhist idea or concept of emptiness. And so I'll be sharing that with you today. And again, just allow my words to become your words in a guided meditation. It is experiential. It is not conceptual. So anything that your mind is doing, for the most part, throughout the guided meditation, will be more the use of imagination. In other words, the idea is not to create a string of thoughts or a thought train. The idea is to simply allow memories or the imagination to arise impressions of images, sounds, tactile sensations that come into consciousness, and then mindfully through this guided meditation we experience them. That is all there is to it. And so with that, I invite you to find a comfortable posture, not too rigid and not too comfy. And we're going to take a conscious breath together, breathing in deeply. I invite you to close your eyes and allow your breath to escape slowly. And your body settles in gently, easy, very light. And we take a moment to just be. The raw joy of beingness, of aliveness. And so in this meditation, we're going to go through the 6 elements. And we're going to cultivate an understanding of our relationship to these 6 elements. And we begin first by calling to mind the earth element within ourselves. The earth element is everything solid and resistant, everything that gives us form. Notice first all of those aspects of the body that you can directly experience. The physical presence and weight of the body, the feeling of the sitting bones pressing into the cushion or the chair, the hands resting on the lap, feeling your knees, maybe noticing your teeth. Simply noticing these experiences of solidness, this form that we have given a name and that has accrued so many interesting experiences over the years. This form is made of earth, and it will return to the earth. Feel within yourself that connection with all things and the earth. Having reflected on the earth element within, we now call to mind the earth element externally. Everything that is solid and resistant outside of ourselves, starting with the chair or the cushion, or perhaps the floor upon which we sit, or where our feet rest. And then expanding outward to recall buildings, vehicles, roads, trees, rocks, pebbles, the bodies of other beings, plants, flowers, crops growing in fields. And we reflect that everything solid within this body and everything solid externally is the same earth element. There is no me earth element, and there is no other earth element. It is all the same stuff. We normally think of our form or our body as being us, as being ourselves. But here we recollect how everything of the earth element that is within us comes from outside of us, and it will return to the outside. A conscious breath as we honor the gift of earth that we are. And I invite you now to bring to mind the element of water. the element of water within the body, that which is liquid, starting with those manifestations that we can directly experience. We feel the saliva in our mouth, the pulse of our blood, sweat, or the feeling of moisture in the out-breath. And then we move on to those things that we can only experience perhaps more imaginatively, such as the lymph nodes and the fluids that flow through those, fat or synovial fluid in the joints, cerebrospinal fluid, and all the liquid that permeates and surrounds every cell in this precious human form. And even though you cannot experience all these things directly, you can know that they are there. Then we contemplate the water element outside of ourselves, calling to mind the oceans, the rivers, the streams, water that permeates the soil, the rain, and the clouds, the water inside plants and animals. We see, hear, and feel these things as we recall our experience of them. And then we recognize that all of the water within the body, which we think of as us, as ours, is in reality only borrowed for a little while. We borrow this water from the outside world. And that water is quite literally flowing through us. Let our hearts fill with gratitude and honor the presence of water. And we take a conscious breath as we receive the gift of water that we are. I invite you now to bring to mind the element of air. As soon as we call to mind the air element within the body, the air in our lungs, even the various kinds of gases that are dissolved in our blood, we are immediately aware of the breath, aware that air is flowing rhythmically in and out of the body. So almost simultaneously, we recall the air element outside of us, the air surrounding us and touching the skin in this very moment, the winds, the breeze that we hear and see moving branches and grasses, the breeze and the air that we are taking in and giving out, this element right now. The air element is entering and leaving the body constantly. There is only one air element, and what's within us is only borrowed for a few moments. We cannot hold on to the air element any more than we can hold on to any of the other elements. In fact, we can only live by letting go, never by holding on. To hold on to the air element is to die. And so we reflect that the air element, like the other elements, is a precious gift. It is a gift each and every moment. And so we find gratitude in our hearts, and taking a conscious breath, we honor the gift of air that we are. Next, I invite you to bring to mind the element of fire. The Buddha defined the fire element as our energy. So sitting in meditation, we can experience the heat of the body, feeling the cooler air as we inhale contrast with the warmth of the air as it leaves the body. Feeling the heart pumping and calling to mind the myriad chemical combustions taking place at the cellular level, sparks of electricity in the muscles, the nerves, the brain, and knowing that all of this energy is only borrowed from the fire element outside of us. The fire element outside is the raw physical energy in the universe, from the nuclear fusion of the sun to the warmth of a cup of coffee, from the molten core of our planet to the chemical energy stored in our food as fat, sugars, and proteins. We feel the body by taking in the sun's energy and taking in the stored energy of plants or the flesh that we consume. Feeling this energy within, we bring gratitude into our hearts for the sharing of energy with all beings. Let us take a conscious breath as we honor the gift of fire that we are. Let us now bring to mind the element of space, the very basic distinction or delusion of there being an inner world and an outer world is so fundamental that we rarely question it. So as we are sitting with our eyes closed in meditation, can we feel any sharp division between me space and not me space? I have noticed that with my eyes closed and without the optical delusion, the delineation between inner and outer body loses its sense of having fixed boundaries. The hands no longer have 5 fingers. They have simply become a mass of sensations, tingling, warmth, and pressure. The whole body becomes just kind of a fuzzy ball of energy. Any sounds that we hear, any rustling or voices in the hall, is that sound inside of me or outside? The sound waves are happening in the air, but all hearing takes place in the brain, which is inside. The illusion of separation begins to come apart. Even when I am sitting absolutely still, I am moving. The planet is spinning on its axis and revolving around the sun. The whole solar system is swinging around the galactic core, and the galaxy itself is rushing away from every other galaxy at an incomprehensible velocity. So although I think there is a me space, I have never actually in the same space for more than a moment. Space isn't really divided into me space and not me space. It's all one space, and it flows through us. Space is only borrowed. We cannot own it. It is not me, and it is not mine. It is not I. Taking a conscious breath, we honor the gift of space that we are and occupy. Finally, I invite you to bring your awareness to consciousness. Somehow, in the evolution of the material universe, life has arisen, And in the evolution of life, consciousness has come into being. Perhaps we could say that consciousness is all the other elements knowing themselves. The Buddha introduces this element in this way. And then, in the end, there remains only consciousness, bright and purified. It is just possible that the Buddha was referring here to the mind's intrinsically empty nature, or he may have simply meant that the mind has been brightened and purified by letting go of grasping after the other elements. In any event, we have started to realize at this stage of the practice that there is nothing that we can grasp a hold of, and so our mind now turns its attention to itself, the grasper. Here, we notice and reflect upon the way in which sensations, thoughts, images, emotions, habitual patterns all come into being, persist for a while, and then vanish into emptiness. None of them is permanent. All are simply passing through us in the same way that earth, water, fire, air, and space elements are all flowing through our physical form. So these elements of consciousness are not intrinsic to us, are not a fixed part of us, and are not me, mine, or ours. Just as there is nothing we can grasp, there is no one ultimately to do any grasping. When feelings of fear or discomfort arise in the body, as they sometimes do, we treat them in the same way, experiencing the feelings in a non-attached way, surrounding them with mindfulness, loving kindness, compassion, and realizing that those feelings are not me, they are not mine, they are not us. Having experienced the contents of consciousness, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, all arise and pass and cannot be clung to, there remains, in the words of the Buddha, only equanimity, purified, bright, malleable, and radiant. This is the equanimity that comes from letting go, from ceasing to identify with our experience. It is the equanimity that comes from not getting caught up in our inner dramas, from not reacting to unpleasant feelings with aversion, and by not reacting to pleasant feelings with grasping. It is the equanimity of acceptance. Through this practice, we come to the insight that we are not the physical elements, nor the space that contains them, nor again the consciousness that knows those things. What arises is a sense that we are the universe become aware of itself, that we are nothing more than consciousness, living energy, that the mind is inherently pure, luminous, wise, and loving, and that we are beginning to know our true nature, which is emptiness. There is a sense of curiosity, wonder, and openness that is more alive. The world becomes more alive. Everything that has ever passed through this body. The solid matter, the air, the water, the energy is now out there in the form of fields, clouds, forests, flower, soil. In a way, those things are all me. And because this very body is made of these same things, I am them. I am no longer separate and small, but I am an intimate part of the vast cycle of all the elements. In order to live fully, we must learn to let go fully and to embrace the flow that is the universe, that is the truth of who we are.
I got close friends, and I got far ones. I got bike friends, and I got car ones. And I've got friends that walk that line. And all my friends, they need sunshine and rain. Air to breathe, water to drink, solid ground, time to think, warm summer days and clear blue skies. All my friends, they need this sometimes. So many colors in every rainbow. So many people that you never get to know. Just one thing could make a difference. Just one spark could start the flame. There's only one sun that warms the skin. Dark or light, thick or thin. Total stranger or next of kin. There's only one sun that burns the skin. And I got young friends, and I got old ones, and I got shy friends, and I got bold ones, and I've got friends that I